This is day 53 of communication practice with ChatGPT. Today is about mock interview with the behavior interview. So, hey ChatGPT, did you hear that?
Yep, I got you. You're ready to dive into a behavior interview mock session today. Let's do it.
100%. Let's do it.
Awesome. Let's start with a common behavioral question. Can you tell me about a time when you faced a significant challenge at work and how you handled it? Remember to use the STAR method to structure your response.
Do you want to hear about the high level challenge with general challenge or a specific technical challenge?
Let's go with a high-level challenge that had a significant impact. That way, you can highlight your problem-solving approach, leadership skills, and the overall outcome.
Okay. In currently at Techcombank, the um, our our pace is quite intense because we have to relieve and enable multiple pipelines to win the market. So the deadline is quite tight, and essentially it will forces us to work efficiently. Our team is in the middle of the whole flow, so we have some upstream team and we also have the downstream team. So essentially it would be better for the upstream team to finish develop, then we will work on their data or their pipeline and uh, and build our component. But we didn't have that here. So what we did was the upstream, we in the middle, and the downstream have to build parallelly, and so the collaboration between these teams have to be flexible and efficient enough to make sure the whole pipeline is enabled uh, with mitigated uh, errors. So what I did was I have a clear communication and BRD and well alignment based on the the requirements, and we have that signed off on the email or on the documentation. Then we develop on that alignment, and if there are some changes, uh, we have the evidence to work on with and show our professionally and professionalness lity. And second, if there are some changes and if we had the effort, we might do it in the next release. If we not, and we did have the confirmation about the scope of this release, we can uh, confidently advise them to delay that change, that new change, to the next release, to to the to the next of the next release. So anyway, that's one of the high level challenge that we have to face in this project.
Great job describing the challenge and how you handled it. You clearly laid out the situation and the steps you took to manage it. A couple of suggestions to polish your response. First, try to tighten up the timeline of events so it flows smoothly from the challenge to the actions you took. Second, emphasize the result or impact more explicitly. For example, how your approach improved collaboration or reduced errors. Overall, I'd rate your answer a 7 out of 10. You're on the right track, and with a bit more practice, you'll nail it.
Thank you. I am ready for the next question.
Great. Here's another one.
Hello, Is there something wrong? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Everything seems fine on my end. Let me know if you want to jump into the question or if there's anything else you want to adjust first.
Yes, I want to jump in the next question.
Great. Here's the next question. Describe a situation where you had to work with a difficult team member. How did you handle it, and what was the outcome? Remember to think about the situation, the actions you took, and the results.
Okay, in my current team, we have three members, including me, the team lead, and one other guy. Let's call him A. So A often finish tasks late, not within the deadline. So and that essentially affect our work. So what I did was I talked with him in private to see if there's anything I can help you with or if there's any personal issues at his end. And um, essentially he having two jobs at a time, and that basically conflict of interest with Techcombank. So so I I clear with him that this is not a professional, and we um, essentially we have to work efficiently on the company in the working hour to meet the deadline that we have committed. And what I suggest him to is to do the task that block others. And so uh, so I basically told him to reprioritize the task so that we can work on his we can continue working. So that's what I did. And after collaborate with him for a while, we now I now know how to work with him and how to drive him efficiently for the work to finish. So
That was a solid response. You clearly explained the situation and how you addressed it. You identified the issue, A's conflicting commitments, and took the initiative to have a private conversation, which is great for maintaining professionalism. Highlighting the outcome, improved collaboration, and better task prioritization demonstrates your problem solving skills and leadership. One tip: you might want to emphasize the specific steps you took to help A prioritize tasks and how it positively impacted the team's performance. Overall, well done.
thank you. I'm ready for the next question.
You're doing great. Next question. Can you give an example of a time when you had to quickly learn a new skill or technology to complete a project? How did you approach the learning process, and what was the outcome?
Okay, when I moved from my previous team, from foundational team to the delivery team, essentially it's a different way of working. So first I have to adapt with the uh, software development methodology, which is agile. So we commit our work within the sprints. And also um, at that when I first moved to the new team, my work was to enable a Spark structured streaming pipeline. We didn't have that. We used to have a Spark batch pipeline, but now we have to essentially build new reader and writer for the Kafka to enable near real-time pipeline here. So what I did was I first quickly look at the mechanism and the how to uh, integrate Spark with Kafka, since we already use Spark, and that technology is also suitable for the near real-time use case. Then after quickly read that the possibility of that technology, I and read about the quickly have a grasp about the fundamentals of this. I quickly implemented a local POC to make sure is that solution is well and suitable for our use case. Then I began to add that component to the framework and test that on the SIT environment. And after that, uh, I prepare the merge request for the other team member to review before merging in the production environment. Basically, I have done the dev test in one sprint, 2 weeks, and uh, that is the that is how I learn new technology and apply it to the job.
Nicely detailed example. You clearly outlined the transition from your previous team to the delivery team and the need to adapt to the agile methodology. You did a great job describing how you quickly learned and implemented Spark structured streaming to enable a near real time pipeline. Highlighting your approach, researching the integration, creating a local proof of concept, and testing it in a staging environment demonstrates your proactive learning and practical application. Emphasizing the successful outcome, completing the development and deployment within one sprint is also a strong point. Great job.
Thank you very much. I think that's all for today, and I will spend time to learn more about the theory of behavior interview. Maybe I have to draft uh, myself some answer so that I will not be struggle with the mock interview with you, because I essentially didn't have much in my mind. I just go with the flow and answer you with the real realistic problem that I have encountered. So what do you think? What do you think?
That sounds like a great plan. Drafting some answers in advance will help you feel more prepared and confident. Combining that with your real life examples is a solid strategy because it keeps your answers authentic and relatable. If you ever want to practice more or refine your responses, I'm here to help. Keep up the great work.
Okay, I think that's enough for today. Good night.
Good night.